Hello and welcome back to Pine Stars. We are here to talk about University of Indianapolis baseball, shoot the shit, and look at the upcoming week for the Greyhounds. My name is Brad Bates. With me, as always, is Brian Tyrannosaurus Rimke. The Kurt is traveling again. I mean, this man is just Marco Polo out there running around town, isn't he?
You can't pin him down.
I
Guy's
mean,
elusive.
he is a hot commodity. We're lucky to have him when we can.
You got to
Coach
make that
Reddy.
money. Yes,
Coach Reddy, thanks for joining us again this week. How are you today?
I'm doing. If I was doing any better, I'd be you.
All right. Well, you're coming off a series sweep, 4 games over in Jefferson City, Missouri, beating Lincoln 4 games. I got to be honest with you, scoring. Hold on. Well, you guys really cooled off on Sunday, I see, but you scored 77 runs in 4 games. You allowed 28 runs. Usually, when you allow 28 runs in 4 games, you're kind of like, well, I don't know how that's going to go. But when you put up 23, 23, 21, and 10, that's swinging the sticks a little bit.
Yeah, a couple of upside down hockey sticks there. Yeah, make up 77.
There you
Yeah, it
go.
was. The guys were swinging the bats really well. Now their pitchers were helping us a little bit, but I suppose you still have to hit it. But we did. That's for sure.
Well, in the first three games, more runs than hits, which is not a typical stat line. And then in
Yeah.
the fourth game, you had 10 runs on 10 hits. And it looked like, those are one of the weekends where you're like, all right, we're going to fix the old stat line here. Um, you feel like it's a confidence booster kind of weekend.
Yeah, I think the first time in a long time that I think I used every position player off the bench. And not only did we use every position player off the bench in one game, we did it twice, I think, on the weekend too as well. So we were spreading the love around, and it didn't really matter who went up there, man. They all had good at bats, and yeah, we put together some really good innings, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean,
Except,
just looking at Saturday alone, you guys had probably on the day 12, 10 or 12 doubles. You had 11 home runs on Saturday. Brett Perry, Bodie, Mason, Munson hit two in game one, and Bowen hit one in game one. And in game two, Bodie came back, hit another one. Duran got one. Mason hit another one. Munson hit another one. And Joey Humphrey hit one. Putting 11 home runs on the board in one day is, like you said, even if their pitchers are helping you out, you're still swinging it.
Yeah, I think I was the only one that didn't get one.
It'd be the first time in a UND series that you didn't get one. But you're 23 and 15 overall, 14 and 6 in the conference, currently sitting in fourth place in the conference. And you got to like where your ball club's at right now.
Yeah, I think when we a couple of weeks ago when we were chatting, I think we were talking about, going into Parkside if we can win that series and then take care of business against Lincoln, we had a chance to be, 7 or 8 games over 500, and that's exactly what we are. And
Yep.
if that was the case, then we would definitely be in under consideration for the first set of regional rankings. And I can tell you that we're in the mix. So we're sitting exactly where we need to be at this point in the year.
When do the regional rankings come out next week?
So there was a practice ranking yesterday that's unpublished. The first actual set of rankings comes out next Wednesday, and it'll be in alphabetical order. So they won't give you the
Oh,
1 through 8, or I believe they may publish 10 schools, but there's 8 bids total this year, but it'll be in alphabetical order. And then the first set of actual rankings will be 2 weeks from now. So a week from now will
gotcha,
be alphabetical order, and then 2 weeks from now they'll actually have them ranked in order.
gotcha.
so Al,
So
with
no, go ahead,
with
Brian.
that weekend obviously going well, 10-game win streak. If you look at the teams that you're up against, so as Brad said, top four in the conference, tied for third, really at 14 and 6. Missouri S&T, Maryville, and Springfield, and you got UMSL right behind you. as you guys go out through the rest of the year, you got Springfield and UMSL left on the schedule.
Yep. Yes, we
Um,
do.
how do you bounce back from a weekend like this where everything seems to go well? And maybe the pitchers aren't going to put it on a tee for you this coming up week.
Well, that's one of the very first things we talked about at Lincoln was, look, this past weekend, the ball where you think the ball was, that's where it was,
Mhm.
and good pitchers, when they have a little bit of backspin on the fastball, it tends to ride a little bit, so your brain thinks it's in one spot and it's typically a little higher, and that's but good hitters adjust, right? They that's why you get three strikes, and if you swing underneath one, then the next time up you try to make an adjustment and get over the top of it, and hopefully at some point you make good contact and hit a line drive, and that's what we've really been focusing on coming off the Lincoln series. We had the Hack Junior out on the field yesterday and had it cranked up a little bit, and had some guys in that they were swinging underneath it to begin with. There's no question about it,
Mm.
but I think when that's a point of emphasis and what to expect, and you're good at adjusting on the fly, I think that's probably not going to be that big of a deal. But are we going to put up 77 again? I highly doubt it.
Well, the bar's
Highly,
been set.
I was gonna say highly doubt it, but not impossible, right? Everything's good. Um, but you got, like you said, you got UMSL coming up this weekend, coming into UIndy, back for 2 weekends in a row. You're going to be at home. Hopefully, everybody's able to come out to the ballpark. Um, UMSL comes in; they're 20-17. They're 14-6 in the conference as well. They've got some players that can play a little bit, and
Yeah,
obviously they're a good ball club. They got Eli Cartwright is looks to be their AC 6-2 with a 2.3 ERA, and looks to be one of their kind of shut down guys. But what do you know about UMSL?
so we faced them in the conference tournament last year. We didn't play them in the regular season, but we did play them in the tournament. And they're scrappy. They've got a new coach, and he's a grinder, and he's gone out and done a really good job recruiting and turning that program around. And they're not going to be a pushover. They're gonna play baseball, and if we play Greyhound baseball, I mean, I'll play anybody. That's how I am. But yeah, it should be a good series. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, these are the type of series that I circle on my calendar, and I really really look forward to. I want to play the best possible competition each weekend. I mean, that's what that's what gets me going in terms of playing baseball. When you're playing someone you should beat, it's better than, I guess,
Yeah,
you know digging a hole or something. But I would much rather play somebody that's you know going to compete and give you a good ball game.
yeah.
And Al, what were your thoughts? Springfield went down to S&T and got swept. I know you just had the one game with S&T earlier this year, but those are two of the teams at the higher end of the conference. Kind of surprised to see a sweep.
Um, no, yes and no. Missouri S&T won our conference tournament last year, and I think if you look at their roster, they returned a lot of players. They're a really good team. We played them earlier in the season, spotted them 9, came back. Actually, we tied it up, and I think they won they were the home team. They won in the either the bottom of the ninth or the 10th. I think it was the ninth inning. They won. They ended up walking us off, but uh, they can play. They play a lot like us too. They steal a lot of bases. They'll lay down their bunts. If you probably didn't see this, but when they won Game 4, and they were at home versus Springfield, it was a walk off straight steal at home. I mean, they do stuff like that, and so
Wow.
Okay.
they've got a veteran bunch of guys. They pitch, they throw strikes, they play the game the right way. They're very well coached, and so as well as Springfield's been playing, I think it was not a surprise to see Missouri S&T, especially playing at home, win all 4 of those games.
Yeah.
Getting back to UMSL, this is my favorite memory of playing against UMSL. was what their coach's name was Brady, right? Is that
Yep,
right?
Jim Brady. Yep.
Jim Brady. And he was always a very animated, just kind of a bigger guy. But something, it was arguing balls and strikes. He comes out of the dugout, gets right on home plate, and is just laying into the umpire, just getting after him. And it's one of those where he starts to walk back to the dugout, and then I don't know whether the umpire made a sound or what, but he turned right around and came back. And when he came back the second time, he gets tossed, right? And he stays there and he keeps arguing, and the umpire, and I don't know whether both of you guys were there or if one of you was,
I
but
remember. I remember
do you
this.
remember what? So anyway, the
Yeah, the
umpire
umpire
looks at
told
him and says,
told him to.
I don't want to see you in this ballpark again." And Brady went and stood right on home plate and said, "You haven't seen shit here all day." So it was one of the best comments
Yeah,
of a coach getting tossed that I've heard.
yeah, yeah. You better go where I can't see you or something. He went right
Yeah,
and stood on home plate. Yeah,
yeah,
I do remember
yeah.
that.
All right, Coach. Well, you got UMSL coming in town this weekend. It should be a great series. You're at home, and hopefully the friendly confines of Greyhound Park are gonna help you guys win the series.
Yeah, no, it'll be our third. We've only played 8 home games so far, so I mean our guys love playing at home, and the field is in great shape. The weather's going to be good. I think we should get I think we're going to get a little rain, maybe Saturday morning, probably out before lunchtime. So I'm very confident that we're going to get all 4 games in as scheduled. Friday's supposed to be in the 80s,
Yeah,
too as well. So actually Friday too. One quick announcement. Friday is our K Out Cancer game. We do a fundraiser every year. This year, it's going to the American Cancer Society. We're going to donate a portion of the gate. We'll have a donation jar too as well, and we have some auction items that we're going to put up for auction throughout the course of the game too as well. All proceeds will go to the American Cancer Society. So this is the
that's
third year we've done
fantastic.
it. The first 2 years we did it, we had a family each year that we raised money for that was, had either it was last year it was one of our players that was
Hmm.
battling cancer and to help with medical bills and whatnot. And so this year we're happy to say we're not in that situation. So we're gonna donate the money to cancer research.
That's
Very
fantastic,
cool.
man. That's
Three
awesome.
p.m. should be nice.
3 p.m.
We all
Friday.
3 p.m. tomorrow. Yep, Friday, and then noon on Saturday, noon on Sunday. Tomorrow is also our Hounds Supporting Hounds initiative too, as well, where a lot of the other athletic teams in the other teams are going to come out to the game too, as well. I know Keever said he was going to have the whole football team out there, so should
Nice.
be. And they were out there last year at the Truman game, and it was a lot of fun. It was a pretty cool atmosphere.
That's awesome. Rimke, you got anything for Coach before we let him go?
No, Al, just best of luck this weekend. Hope you keep it rolling, riding that 10-game win streak. Keep the bats alive and
I was just saying,
stay
keep the
tuned
bats
for those.
keep the bats
Yeah.
away from gasoline because they are on fire right now.
Yeah, yeah, we can swing it.
All right, my man. Well, have a good rest of your day. Appreciate your time today. We'll see you next week, Coach.
All right, guys, take care.
All right.
See you, Coach.
See you guys.
First of all, the K Out for Cancer game, that's awesome. They're doing that. But they're advertising this Friday game as Back the Pack, where all the athlete groups are coming out, right? Back the Pack? Is a group of greyhounds called a pack now?
What is a group of greyhounds called?
Is it a pack?
I'm going to ask the internet.
I guess it is. It could be a pack of dogs. I don't know why I had a problem with that. I just really had a problem with it not being hound something. But
A group of greyhounds is traditionally called a leash or a gallop.
a gallop, a leash or a gallop?
Yeah,
Release the leash.
there you go.
That's not bad
We,
right there.
we got to get the marketing team on this. We can make some changes.
Sons of bitches. But anyway, we've got, if you look at national rankings, okay, Boss Baby's currently 24th in the country with his on base percentage of 545. Bodie's tied for 23rd with home runs. He's got 13 home runs. There's some kid from Pittsburgh State that's got 19 home runs this year. I mean, the kid's just clubbing. And then as a team, they're tied for fourth in the country in walks, 259, tied for
Mhm.
20th in home runs with 54. And this is kind of an interesting piece. They're tied for 33rd with 29 stolen bases. So you got power and speed going there. And they're 36th in the country in runs with 349. It's
Yeah,
not too bad.
team batting average of 311. I'm surprised that doesn't get them up there.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, everybody that's I would say a regular contributor, they're high 200s into the high 300s. So
Yeah. And it's interesting, though. I started looking on the NCAA rankings. There's I mean, Illinois Springfield's got a lot of numbers sprinkled in there. Umsel's in there a couple times, like Quincy's in there a couple times. So there's good competition in this GLVC conference. And, the Greyhounds have benefited from two back-to-back weekend sweeps, 10-game winning streak right now,
yeah,
maybe against lesser competition, but back-to-backs Friday. Saturday, you know what Saturday is?
what?
It's Southside Saturday. So the topic is what goes along? What could you expect at Southside Saturday?
What's if the weather cooperated? I would expect so Saturday, high of 70. I think there's some falling temps throughout the day. You might get a larger than normal concentration of velour jumpsuits.
Ooh,
That would be
I don't
down there.
know. I was thinking tight fades,
Yeah, yeah.
gold chain outside the extra
Herringbone.
large t-shirt, herringbone chain
Yeah,
outside
yeah.
the oversized t-shirt, and all white Nike Shocks.
And maybe a surplus of Cube Z diamond
Oh,
studded earrings.
get that bling.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably a couple neck tattoos thrown in there.
Yeah. Probably gonna have a few ironed jeans.
Mm,
And then are
mm,
they
get.
still rocking K-Swiss or have they adjusted? Are they going what are they wearing?
I said white Nike Shocks. I just feel like
God.
Shocks are a South Side shoe, but the K Swiss is solid.
Never seen a tennis court, but the shoes are there. If a game broke out, they're suited and booted.
All right, so like we were saying with Reddy, Umsel's got some players. They're 20
Yep.
and 17 overall. They just came off a weekend split series with McKendree. They won the first and the last game of that series. But this Eli Cartwright kid on the mound looks legit. They've got a kid named Mitch Bonkskowski. That's a
Sure.
mouthful. He's got 17 home runs on the year. He's got one more home run than letters in his name. He's hitting 414 with a 1.33 on base percentage. He's got 48 home runs, 17 or 48 RBIs, 17 home runs.
Okay.
Better look out for that kid, number three. And
May
then
want to nibble.
yeah, we may want to work around him. LJ Randall. I'm calling him LJ Randall L. Um, he's 17 of 18 with stolen bases. They got a kid named Owen Faith. What did he do? What did he do in his life that he owes faith to somebody? Because he's owning it all year, all the time. But he's hitting 331. He's 18 for 20 with stolen bags, and then hasn't got as much playing time. But this Jimmy Okuntuasi,
Hmm.
Jimmy spelled Jimi, so you know he's named after Jimi Hendrix. He's going to be my favorite player on their team this week.
Yeah. The deep
But
dive into the UMSL roster here.
it's so good. It's so they've got a lot of names too. They got and I have, I'm looking at there's more Z's in that name than Zeke will. All right, it's time. You ready for your click to pick?
I am. And if it ain't broke, so
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna stay where I've been. I think we've talked about this and somebody that kind of had a change in role. I'm going with Ryan O'Born.
Okay. He had a
So
nice outing on Sunday.
sticking on the mound.
Rob.
He's coming in or he came in and did that game 4, 5 and a third, 4 hits, 1 run. and got the win. So, and last week's collect the pick, Drake Downing got the save. So we're just gonna keep it rolling.
Nice. All right, my click this week.
Yeah.
We haven't called him in a minute. Boss baby. He's gonna be
Okay.
my. I just feel like I feel like he's so amped to play at home, and he's just such a dome hunter. Like he just didn't have a target, and he hit a home run last week, and he got some extra base hits. But I just, I think he settles in here at home. Big, big situations, big at bats, tight game. I think he's gonna really produce and help the Greyhounds win the series, get 3 out of 4.
Yep. I hope they run abnormal amount of righties out there so the big fellow can get some extra swings.
Yeah, yeah. You know who's absolutely lighting it up right now is Solon Munson.
Mhm.
Kingpin is he hit 3 home runs on Saturday. I think he had another couple doubles. I mean, the guy is on fire.
Well, they've got an 1100 OPS, so you're doing some things.
I mean, this
I
kid's
mean,
coming around.
yeah, I feel like the offense has been there. We talked, yeah, we might see some football scores. Not sure we'll see that this coming up weekend.
Yeah,
But some timely hits, get them on, get them over, get them in.
there you go. Yeah, and they hit all these home runs on Saturday. They're still, I mean, they were still sacrifice bunting on Sunday. I mean, they're still playing the
Yeah.
game, doing those sorts of things, which is a credit to the coaching staff. So, all right. Any final thoughts before this big weekend with UMSL?
No, I think you walk in there with on a 10-game win streak. Obviously, UMSL's going to be a little amped up, tied for same record in the conference, sitting there to tie for third. So it's going to be a ball game. I don't think anybody's going to lob them in there for them. So expect some closer games, and obviously looking for another series win.
Yeah. It'll be great to have the team in town at home playing at home. So I think it'll be really interesting with all the athletes coming out and being there and helping kind of kick off that series. So hopefully game one is something that sets the tone for the rest of the weekend. But yeah, I think it'll be a wonderful weekend. Should be perfect weather to get out to the ballpark. We hope to see everybody out there. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week.